Oh, really? We have a very special guest in the studio. November, it's National Adoption Month. One organization here in Toledo. Here you go, sweetie. You want some Cheerios? Okay, this is little Jane, and we're here with Lynette Worthy. We're here with Janet and John and little Jane, and they're actually new adoptive parents. So tell us a little bit about your guys' story and how you came to be new parents to little Jane.
Well, this is our baby, Jane, through the help of Lynette and Catholic Charities. She came into our life 1 year ago today.
And we tend to eat that.
We couldn't be happier.
She's such a sweetheart.
We are blessed.
Do you guys have other children, or
No.
is she? Okay, so you guys were obviously in a place in your life where something went off and you maybe felt like you were missing something. Tell me a little bit about that, Janet.
We got married a little older, and we tried to start a family at an older age, and that didn't work for us. So adoption was something that I had always had in my mind for many, many years, and talked to John about it, and he was open to the idea. And I made a phone call to Catholic Charities.
And that's where Lynette comes in.
Right.
Of course, Catholic Charities doing some wonderful work here with our children that needs homes. Talk a little bit about, I know her case is a little bit different here. She does have an open adoption, so talk a little bit about that.
So nowadays what we're finding is over 90% of adoptions are either open or semi-open.
Really?
And so Jane's case is actually the norm now, where John and Janet were actually chosen by her birth mother.
Really?
Her birth mother got to look through all different profiles. She met John and Janet, decided that she thought they would be a great match for Jane, and they still have an ongoing relationship today. She visits with Jane, she gets pictures and letters.
Okay.
And so the nice thing is Jane's going to grow up not only knowing her history, but because of her mother's sacrifice and choice, now she has this amazing future.
A stable future, too, and that's what I think a lot of mothers that go through the choice of adoption because of instability, or maybe because they're not ready for a little girl like Jane. So with that being said, a lot of people, and kind of controversial here, a lot of people when they do adopt, they don't want open adoptions. Was that your guys' scenario, or did you have a different feel about it?
Well, open is self-defined.
Okay.
It's not a requirement. Open only means not closed.
Okay, so you guys kind of went about it a different route.
Well, that's, I think, more the standard. It's pretty common.
Okay.
Closed is what you had in the 1950s. You didn't know where the baby went, and you can't find out any information when the
So
child's
you
an
guys,
adult.
back then, you wouldn't even know who the mother was.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
And the simplest definition of open is that the child can find out information when they become older.
Right.
Yeah.
The greater definition of it is it can be as much of a relationship as you want it to be.
Okay.
In our situation, in Jane's situation, she has siblings
That's
through her
huge.
birth mother.
Right.
And we don't want her to lose touch of those siblings.
Okay.
So we maintain that openness.
And are those children adopted as well?
No.
Or does she
No, they're
still have them?
biological.
Okay, so she has those children, so she gets to grow up around her siblings. All of those factors are really going to play into the stability and the growth in her life. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Very good. So Lynette, tell me what it feels like to be sitting up here with them, with this wonderful little girl, and just, I mean, the joy in your eyes, it's contagious. You can just feel it.
It's amazing. We are entirely blessed.
Yeah.
We are just, it wouldn't have happened otherwise, so we are entirely blessed through this whole situation.
Yeah. I think it's an amazing thing. And, you know, this weekend we're going to be having a celebration mass. So on Saturday at 5 o'clock at Rosary Cathedral, we're all going to be getting together. We'll be doing Mass together. And then after that, we have a reception where everyone's invited. If you're curious about adoption, if you've adopted, if you have been adopted, we just invite people to come out. Because I'll tell you what, it is a joy. I mean, when we all get together and we get to share these stories and encourage one another, and birth mothers show up to this Mass, and yeah, it's amazing. And so I think, like,
There's Chris. Chris is coming out of the woodwork now.
going, baby.
Chris was on standby. Do you want Cheerios?
Yeah.
She says, I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah,
Me too.
she's getting tired.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, it was so great to meet you guys, and thank you for what you've done. And wow,
Thank
that
you.
is good. Thank you. Thank you, Lynette.
Thank you.
Coming up here on WTOL 11.